Hi, everybody. Welcome to the chat. Thank you for being here. And today we have an extra special guest. We have Skipper's Aquariums here again. Thank you for being here again.
You're welcome.
How's your day going? Good?
Yeah, it's going pretty good. We were just doing some cleanup around the house, and after your stream and my stream, I got some stuff I need to do with the fish.
Yeah, I have. We have a lot to do. Honestly, this time change has got me so backwards and forwards and every which way that I have done nothing except complain about the stuff I need to do that I'm not doing. Jesse vegged out with his daughter and watched a bunch of movies this morning, and that's about. I walked in and looked around and was like, yeah, I should get started. But it's been one of those days, weeks, and months.
Hey, Kevin, Patty, Muppet, Mike's in here, John's in here, Geek Boy's in here, Petro Man, Matthew, more Cichlids. There's Jess, Maine's Tails and Furs. I can't ever forget that because it's my name.
It's helpful.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. Easy correlation. There's Dave.
Thank you guys for being here.
Yeah, everybody's popping in already.
Jeffro's here.
Oh, Jeffro's in here. All right, what's up? Got to use the Jeffro phrase. What's up, y'all?
Well, is there anything that you wanted to talk about? Is there anything on your mind? Anything that you want to chit-chat about?
Yeah, there's something that I did last night. We got a night there. Ain't me. But anyways, last night I went to Petco and I picked up some tanks. So everybody was saying about this extra 25% off. No, it don't work for the tanks. Just stuff. So, but I did end up. I pushed a video today or last night. I don't even know. It's all jumbling together because the time changed.
I think last time I looked, it was 13 hours ago.
Yeah, it was last night sometime. But I ended up getting 2 40s, 2 10s, and a 20 high.
Oh wow!
But still, it was a pretty good deal. It was hard to pass up. It took. I really had to think about it for about a week or so. And I ended up pulling the trigger. So it's done. It's in the basement. So
that's awesome.
Got some work I want to get. Yeah, I got some work I want to get done down in the basement to where I want to get all my fish into one area.
That's helpful. When I moved down into the basement, I have a few. My bigger tanks are still upstairs, but all of my smaller ones are just in this circle right here, and it does make it nice because I could just go tank to tank to tank, and it does make it easier. We went to Petco yesterday too. It was yesterday after work. Because we have a PetSmart here, but our closest Petco is 2 hours away where I work, and I just work there on Saturdays. And they didn't have anything.
No.
There was very little tanks left.
There was nothing in there tank-wise. I
was kind of excited to look, because I felt like the conversation, the Petcos had some newer fish in that you don't normally see, and they didn't have anything. And what they did have was... So
that was one of
some rabbit treats that I haven't tried before for the rabbit. So
yeah, I saw a bunch of that in there.
Usually that's where they have all the goodies at. Is that Petco's usually they have some goodies, and that's where I found the bug bites food. I found a couple of the tanks I have from the $1 per gallon sale, but this time but they were overly busy too. They're never that busy. You could barely even look. So I think that might have had something to do with it.
Hey, Monster Fish Gal.
But I'm glad you found some goodies.
Well, it's hard right now because right now people are getting tax money back, so they're buying everything up. That's what's going on. And I really had to look because there was one. I mean, we got awesome legs. All right, Rico. But Yeah, whenever I was there was still a lot of people in there. Luckily, we have two different Petcos in the area. We got a smaller one and the main one.
Mm-hmm.
So I got everything at the smaller one because I don't think a lot of people get down there. So I probably got lucky.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, my phone.
and then I also ended up getting her. She wanted some guppies for her fish at work.
Mm-hmm.
They were buy three get one, so we ended up doing that too.
Oh, wow.
But
What
the whole thing with the different fish coming in, that was me that was mentioning it in the live
was
stream.
you?
Yeah,
I
long.
couldn't remember. The
Yeah,
days blur. The
yeah,
light
it is.
blur.
They do when there's a bunch of them. But that is true whenever they can get them because they're having a hard time getting their normal stock. Because I went up there and I was talking to one of the managers.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I was there for like an hour and a half talking to him,
Mm-hmm.
and he seemed pretty knowledgeable. So that's why at the one that he's at, I'll get my fish as opposed to somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
And he did mention that, and I gave him some ideas on fish to get in. And I told him, well, I'm going to buy them anyways if you do. And he said, well, I'll keep an eye on the availability list. They're having the same problem a lot of other people are having getting fish in. So.
Yeah, I feel like we're really lucky with our PetSmart here. It's really new. It hasn't been here very long. But the two, I guess they're both a manager and a co-manager of that section. They both have a lot of tanks, and I've spent a lot of time in there just like chit-chatting about what they have. And we got lucky. We got lucky. And they've been getting a few things here and there that I haven't seen them keep here recently, but they have some rainbow fish there that they don't normally have. And then a few strands of guppies and platies that they don't normally carry. So I'm like, wow.
Whenever I go to an LFS or to a place like that, I like to talk to them, either the people that's running it. And I give them ideas because it's starting to look like it's so bland.
Mm-hmm.
And I say, if you want people to be interested to come in here and buy stuff, you need to get not just what you're normally getting in, what the company's telling you. And it's funny because last night there was a lady, she had a 10-gallon. Now I got a bunch of algae. I don't know what to put in there. I said, well, you got two options of what they have here. It's Rubbermaid Pleco or some snail. And I was telling her everything that she's needing to do. And she goes, why don't you have a job here? I said, no, I can't do that. And she ended up getting a rubber-nosed pleco and was happy with it.
That's cool.
Hey, Phoebe. I see Edgar. Vin's in here.
I saw Pat's fish tanks.
And Pat's in here.
Welcome.
There's Greg the Guppy Guy. Crystal. What's up, Crystal?
Rico Stan.
Yeah, they all just keep coming in. That's good. Hello, Petro Man.
Yep.
Thank you for being here, guys. I feel like I watch so many live streams that I feel like I'm still kind of out. Like I'm trying to get into the cool kids club, all the professional live fish tubers that know what they're doing. And I come down here, I'm like, oh yeah, this is my stream.
Yeah.
Well, and Jeffro said earlier he really likes my cup.
Well, that was my cup that you took. So thank you.
It was a manly cup, see, so you proved him wrong.
I used to fill that to the brim with sweet tea and drink it all day.
See what it's filled with now.
From what you just said, and I'm going to elaborate on that a little bit. I thought about that at one point, and then I was like, wait a minute, and that's just me trying to be like them, so I'm just going to be me. Mm-hmm. I'm going to come up with my idea of how I want to do things.
I'm so, like, I don't know how to describe it. I'm a nice person and I'm social if I have to be, but it's so outside my comfort zone to like speak and talk that it still feels, even though I've done this for 4 years now, that it still feels surreal that I'm brave enough to do it. If that makes sense?
It does actually,
so
because
I'm just like, I would never like, I don't know. It's just hard to explain. I'm so proud of myself that I do that, but I am not a social butterfly. I get tongue-tied, and then I get nervous because I get tongue-tied, and it's just so it's just so outside my comfort zone that I'm still so proud that I'm doing, but it's still I don't know if I will ever get used to it because at this point I should be.
Hey, Chevy Fish. Oh, and Petroman wants to know what we use. What filters do we use on our large tanks?
We have an FX4. I think it's an FX4. And then on that 180, on the 40 breeder, I forget what kind. It's like a U2. It's the one that kind of is more vertical and it has two stacked outflows. Is it an U2? It's a Fluval one, but it's an older one. It's a something 2. And I really like it, but I forget what it's called. And then on the
on that 40?
Yeah, that 40.
It doesn't have two outflows, but it's more of a submersible.
Well, yeah.
Where you shove it all the way down under the water.
I forget what it's called,
flow.
though.
Because if you raise it up, it won't actually filter.
And then on our 75-gallon, the Goldfish tank, we have one Tetra Whisper filter that's for a 30-gallon, and then I have 2 sponge filters on that one too.
On all our big tanks, basically what she's trying to say is
I don't know
multiple filters that all have been modified.
Yeah, they've all got something. I stuffed those Whisper I have Whisper filters everywhere. That's what I've always used, and I stuff them with sponge and a bag of just media.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look up this filter. It's a Fluval U2 underwater filter.
Yeah, Geek Boy just put that in there.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I'll say that I guarantee you there's somebody in here that's faster than she is when it comes to moving around.
I don't know if you can see it. Will this work? Can I show a picture? I don't know.
You got to get real close to your camera. Then it'll focus on it.
Find a bigger picture.
Get closer.
That one.
There you go.
I can't find them anymore unless they're online. They used to carry them at PetSmart, and I really like them, but I can't find them in stores anymore. I don't know if they completely discontinued them or if they upgraded them or what, but I do like them.
Yeah, they may have they may have made a different one or something. They could.
Yeah.
Well, they work really well depending on what you're wanting to keep in that tank, because you could shove them things down.
Well, right now I'm testing it because that tank was really it's not as brackish anymore with the puffers, but when it was with that freshwater lionfish, it was heavily brackish. And I still use that filter on it, and I figured it would clog up really quick with all that salt in there, but it worked just fine. So I figured it would get clogged, or I don't know what I thought, but I thought it would quit working.
And the way it works and the way it fills up, you can shove it all the way to the bottom. If you want more of the bottom half of your tank to circulate really hard, depending on the fish you have in it, you can shove it all the way down to the bottom and do it. Or you can raise it up depending on if you want the top to circulate, depending on what fish you have.
And I put it on the side so it flows all the way down the tank.
So does it have sponge in it? I've never seen that filter.
And when you open it, it's kind of like the FX4 where you open it and it has like little cartridges in it, and you pull them out and you snap them open and you rinse out the media that's in there. And then the other one, if I remember right, you open it and it has the sponge, like the Fluval sponge in it, and you can rinse it out and put it back in its little spot, and you kind of put it back, the little baskets back in, but they're small.
Bob,
it doesn't fit much in there, but it works really well. And it's quiet. It's quiet.
It is really quiet.
I'll check that out.
Yeah, you can find them, I believe, on Amazon pretty easily. But I used to just go into, because there's 3 different sizes. There's a small, medium, and large. And I believe this one was the large one, but I could be wrong. It's been a while. But I'm wanting to say it was like $60, like 49 or 59. It was somewhere in that range, somewhere around in there.
Yeah, but we've had it for a while, and it has never caused
any problem. I've had it in that with Lucy when we had that freshwater lionfish fish that I know Jess, if she's still in here, thinks is so beautiful. It was on the really heavy side of brackish, low in and full salt when we had it was up there. But now with the puffer fish in there, it's not as brackish. It's still brackish, but not as heavily brackish.
That's something I haven't gotten into was brackish yet. I've been thinking about it, but we'll see.
Yeah, I fiddled with them. When I had the guppies when I was smaller, I just always thought you were supposed to put a handful of salt. I didn't measure anything. I just dumped a handful of salt in the tank. And that's how I thought you were supposed to do it. So now I keep the guppies and everything pretty like freshwater unless I have to pull one out that gets sick every once in a while. And the only brackish tank I have is that puffer tank upstairs. And it's a 40-gallon breeder. But when I was a kid, everything, every time, whenever I felt like it, I'd dump some salt in there. It was not at all the responsible thing to do.
Well, I did have an incident. I haven't really, I don't know if I said this yet or not, but I was doing water change about 2 weeks ago. And I put the tube in my beta tank, and he went for a ride. He got stuck.
Oh, good.
I had to hurry up. Like I was doing a blow dart through the tube, and I'm going right back into the tank. I was like, man, it was my favorite one. It was my dragon tail that I got. Oh my, I've had him for a year and a half now. I was like, man, he's going to die. So I hurried up and got some aquarium salt, and I just dumped some in there. It's like, yeah, that's enough. We'll go with that.
Yeah, I'm way more cautious now with it. I'm almost to the point where I think I over try.
Yeah, and I was like, you know what? We'll see what happens. I'm going to tell you what, I did something right because his wounds cleared up within 2 days, and he's been fine ever since. I was like, oh, thank God, because he's like my favorite fish.
Yeah, my arowana upstairs did you hear that story I told? I wore a pinkish coat when we had all that snow, and he did not, I don't know if I scared him or he just was trying to eat me or if he just was attracted to that color, but he jumped like he never jumped before and knocked a scale off. And it's been a couple weeks now and it's starting to heal up, but it just looked red, like just red for a while. And it was just, I hate when they do that. And they do that all the time. They jump. He's either got a scuff on his nose or lost the scale, but he did not appreciate that coat that I had on at all. It moved all the stuff on top of the tank.
Wow.
Over. And I screamed. He was at the front door and was like, what's going on? I'm like, he's jumping.
A fish attack.
What's up, NKR? Yeah, when you move half-inch glass lid.
He both of them, though. He moved both of those things.
Yeah, when you move a half-inch glass lid, you're hitting with some force.
Oh, yeah. He jumps all the time, and he'll hit the glass, but not like that.
Wow.
I know they're attracted to red. I mean, but I didn't think about it, and I was in a hurry, and I just whipped around that corner real quick, and I didn't need to do that.
Geek Boy says his pea puffers like to go for a ride. It's like a carnival for them.
When he first started helping me with water changes, they would help, but there's a few that went on a pretty swift ride, and then one of the guppies got like jumped out back in, it was how long have you been helping me now? Like 2 years?
2 or 3.
And yeah, I'm like, just slow it down. But now he's great. I think he pays more attention to it than I do. But
I definitely do now after that beta. But it happened to me a couple times. But the beta one, I was like, man, this has to stop. I gotta, I really pay attention now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have this water hose and I can adjust it. And I always try to put it in the back corner, and then I have a clip. So if it in my head slows it down even more. But we've had a few.
Yeah, on the siphoning, yeah, now I'm like really, when I'm taking water out, now she complains because I stick it, like if there's fry in the tank or anything, I ask on every tank, is there shrimp in here? Is there shrimp babies in here? Is there fry in here? Mm-hmm. And then I find a spot in the tank where I can see there is nothing, and that's where it gets stuck. And I hold it there or I clamp it there and make sure it stays there so nothing can get in there while I'm doing anything else.
We've had a few of those talking, like, I'm just trying to help. I know you're trying to help, but this is how you should help. And he's like, that was rude. I'm like, I didn't think it was rude. I love you.
John Larson, I had more than one of my cichlids get their heads stuck in the drain hose.
Oh, goodness.
You would think the fish would notice there is flow going into there. You need to swim away from it.
Yeah. The Arowana upstairs just tries to eat the water hose. He'll try every time. He'll attack it.
That's funny.
Yeah, you're helping the wrong way. He's great now. He is, but yeah, we've had to learn to become a team.
Well, Petroman's got the idea here. He uses 16, 22 millimeter hose, and then he's got a strainer on the end so he doesn't suck up his guppies.
Kevin's got your back. At least he's trying to help. I was like, yeah, I got to count my blessings. Because before, you would carry the buckets for me.
Yeah, and that's when, folks, I went with I'm not doing buckets anymore. There's got to be a better way.
Yeah, I was like, man, this takes forever. And then he would help. And then there is some magical new, faster way to do it. And I was like, how long have you known about to do this? Q's here.
Hi, Q.
Welcome.
You always got to figure out a better way. Mm-hmm. Well, Jeff rose on to something too. That you could use a little one for sure, a submersible pump, and I mean that's what we used to pump out our old water.
Yeah.
So pump it out of the basement.
I have a clean one. I don't let even come out of that trash can, my clean water, but the one that has the dirty water that goes out to my garden if the basement floods or if something we need to pump just water out somewhere, that's the one I grab for other projects too. But my clean one, it doesn't get moved.
Yeah, it never leaves the holding water tank where the water sits and ages and whatever we want to do with it.
Whatever we have time for anymore.
Yeah.
But I was going to ask you, I feel like I know some fish in tanks that you have, but what all fish do you keep?
Well, I'll just go through all the tanks that I have. It'll be easier that way.
Yeah.
I got 2 beta tanks with just betas only. The tank behind me has 2 angelfish, 2 pictus catfish, 4 true Siamese alligators, and 1 zebra danio that's been there since I put the tank up. He's a trooper because he's in there with 2 angels and they don't mess with him. Another tank I have downstairs is just temporary. He's going to be going to a pond whenever it warms up. I found a good home for him. It's a koi goldfish.
Oh wow!
It's actually a butterfly koi too.
Oh wow!
Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah, I was going to dig a pond, but then I was like, nah, I ain't doing all that this year. not in town. If I get my own property somewhere, I'll do it. Then in the 5-gallon, I have some red tiger platy fry in it. They're going to be getting moved tonight. Upstairs in my bedroom, I have a 20-gallon with And I have an Endler in it, some Amber Tetras, some Plecos, and my longfin Corey Plaudiotis, and Plecos in it. I have a makeshift tub that I put some bumblebee catfish in, some red Venezuelan Corys, and there's some guppy fry in it. And I have mystery snails.
Wow.
In another tank, I have longfin Cory and niacin, and I had a couple Plecos and autos. My son's bedroom is a 20-gallon. It has Madagascar rainbow Plecos and the adult red tiger flatties.
Oh, wow.
I also have a couple rainbow redfin. Yeah, redfin rainbows. They're in a different tank. And then my daughter has a glowfish tank.
Oh, wow. You got all kinds.
Yeah.
That should be it.
And it doesn't sound like he's Pleco poor by any means.
Mm-mm.
I need to get rid of some actually.
Have you bred them?
Yes, I ended up. Yeah.
See, I haven't gotten there yet. I'm trying.
I know if I would put a Pleco cave right now in with the Aeneas, I'd probably end up with babies. That's why I haven't did it yet.
Wow.
Yeah, because I got a male and female in there. I do know that's what they are.
Wow.
Them two are the calico. I have albino also, but I'm interested in getting some of the longfin bristlenose. I think they're pretty cool looking.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever I get them other tanks set up, I'll probably get into that.
Wow. Yeah, I like Plecos a lot, but I've always wanted to try to breed them, but I've never committed. But with these Cheese Creeks, if I can ever get Jeffro's Cheese Creek Plecos to grow, I would even more eat, just eat. And I want to see maybe, hopefully I have struck gold and have a male and female and I can try in the future. But
how many do you have?
I just have one. Well, I have two Cheese Creeks.
Two left.
I have two left. And then I have a high fin Pleco. I have an albino Pleco. I think it's just another common Pleco. And then upstairs in the arowana tank, I have a larger common Pleco.
Hey, Greenwell.
But
mismatched socks.
Every time I put them two Plecos together, one survives. So I've always just kept them all separated. So I'll keep trying. Hopefully in the future.
Petro man, you're on to something. Yeah, that's yeah. You're steering him in the same direction I was thinking. Well, a 55-gallon food grade tub or any type of tub.
Or, yeah. So, yeah, I mean, that's right now, it's pretty much all I have. I have a little pond out front, but there ain't nothing in it. One of them little 20-gallon ones, I dug it into the ground. Mm-hmm. But that should be it. But I got a bunch of tanks to set up too. So. Yeah.
It sounds like it. You got a whole collection to set up.
Yeah.
And then do you get into the summer tubbing?
Miss Beck shots hi.
Yeah, I said hi.
I know.
I think I said hi to Miss Mac Socks.
Bob, hi Bob.
Yeah. Bob's always got something cool to talk about.
I know. I wish I had.
And Petroman was on the right track in the way I think. Well, he said he uses a 55-gallon tub, food grade tub to refill his. I don't even remember the chat move, but it was, I think, one of his 90-gallon. Yeah, you just went past it. It's right there. Yeah. He said, tell your dad to call me, Kevin. It's much easier that way. I use a 55 food grade brute for my RO and DI water and pump to refill my 90s. Yep. And the trash can that we use,
It's just a 55 gallon, isn't it?
yeah, it's a 55-gallon trash can, and we made sure it had wheels on it so we can move it. So when it's drained down, I can take it upstairs, refill it to refill the big tanks upstairs. So
it makes it a lot easier. John, my fish tanks, welcome.
Yeah, it goes a lot quicker that way. But Jeffro had a good idea. I didn't even think of that. Use a very small submersible pump to take your water out. That would go quick, and you wouldn't have to worry about sucking up anything. Because those
Sorry about that.
Oh, that's okay.
Hey, Scott's Aquatics.
I live in town. There was something going on outside front of my house. I get to try to take care of it.
Yeah, it's the only thing that makes our dogs howl is sirens, and they go crazy. And I'm like, what is going on out there?
We had a
Howling.
we had a Rottweiler bull mastiff that was like that. Every time if we was in the house, because you know, living in town, you can hear the fire whistle go off whenever a call happens. It lets the whole town know. But he used to howl too.
I'm like, where did that come from?
Yeah.
They're usually quiet, except when you're trying to sleep. Then that's when they start barking, just so they or whatever. But yeah, this week I just haven't done too much. I've just done a little bit of maintenance on the tanks. I've been nose deep in my garden vegetables, trying to get them all sprouted. So I've been doing a little bit of water changes to use the water for my vegetables. But I need to go in there and pick through some algae and get some more algae out of a few. Jesse's plant back here behind me it's seen a little bit better days. It's down here. It's
my baby tears.
Yellow a little bit. I think I need to put some more root tabs in there. I put those Madagascar lace plants in there, and from what I understand, they need a lot of nutrients, and they take a lot of nutrients, and I believe they are. So I need to put some root tabs or something in there, kind of get them looking good again.
Yeah, re-jumpstart everything.
See if it works. Yeah.
Hey, Jay Oliver.
That's something I need to do. Is just start dosing stuff. But then it's going to go crazy on me, and I don't know if I want to deal with it.
Yeah, I was using liquid fertilizer. I think I was overdoing it, honestly. I think I was putting a little too much in because I was just growing some major algae. And so I kind of backed off, and things were looking really good. And I was like, well, I'll just back off of everything. Everything's looking really good. But now it's starting to kind of.
Well, apparently we reminded Muppet. He said, crud. They said, crud. I forgot to add root. He meant to do that during a water change.
Yeah, I've got a few left. I ordered a huge package of them. They've lasted quite a long time, but I'm starting to run a little low again. But I always like to try. I never, like with that type of stuff, I don't know about you, but I tried this brand to see how I like it. And then I'll try this brand and see how I like it. And I don't stay consistent with one. And I don't know if I should probably just stick with one and try it for a while or just keep using whatever. And
my problem is I'll buy it from like Petco, and I think it's Flourish is what it is. I just forget to do it. I just forget to do it.
And I've tried it both ways too, where I'll add it individually to each tank and try to dose it the best I can, or I'll just fill up the water in my clean water trash can and dose for the size of the trash can, and then just put it in all the tanks. I've tried it both ways, and I don't feel like one works overly better than the other one.
No, I think what it comes down to, you just got to keep remembering to put it in there. That's what
I know. And I can't even hardly remember to turn off a light, much less Like I'll go on spells where I'm really good for a while, and then something will happen and I'll miss one time, and then it's over.
Well, John says that he puts root tabs in every other month and do not trust the added nutrients.
Yeah.
So that
I don't know, Bob. It seems like you brought that up before, and I can't. He's messing with me. God, Father.
I use a habits app to remind me.
well, yeah. Well, that's what we need that for lights or a timer or something. We need that for a lot of things.
Yeah. I leave myself notes to read other reminder notes.
Yeah. Yeah. Leave reminders to read the reminder.
Goodness. I don't know. And then this time change, like I said, this time change has got me. As I get older, I don't handle it as well.
I know I don't. The only one that I do handle well is in fall.
Yeah, that one I do great on. I'm like, oh, I feel so good. This one, I'm like, it takes me a week. I'm like,
yeah, again, I'm on the same page with Petro, man. Root tabs are the way to go with stem plants.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I have a hit and miss. Like, I have 2 tanks that will grow stem plants. And then the other ones, I'm trying to think.
And they grow very well.
But the other ones, it's kind of, I don't know. Oh, you guys are still so young. Thank you. But I'm not. That's what the makeup's for. My son reminds me every day that I was born in 1886.
1886.
And I'm like, no. Yeah. I'm like, he asked me the other day, he was watching WandaVision. He goes, Mom, did they have color in the TV shows when you were a kid? I'm like, well, yeah. But I did have a black and white TV in my room. My parents gave me, I don't know, it was like, a little 10-inch black and white TV that I would have to move the rabbit ears for. So I was like, well, there was, but the TV I had wasn't. So I don't know.
My dad had a military one, and I used to mess with that one just to watch TV and to get it to work.
Uh-huh.
It was a 10-inch one, but the box itself was like huge. But the screen was 10 inches.
Uh-huh. Yeah, when we go to Grandma's house, she didn't have a controller. She had the knobs back when I was real little. And we just watched the same channel all day because you didn't want to get up to change it.
Well, it was funny because my dad made a joke one time. I said, when are you going to get a remote? He goes, I got 3 of them. I said, really? He goes, yeah, I got 3 boys. Go change the channel.
Yeah. I got 3 remotes.
Uh-huh.
Yep, I got 3 of them.
Yeah. Brienne's here.
Yep. I said hi to her, but you definitely need to. And now coming up, do you plan on doing any outside summer tubbing? I know that's what I'm gearing up for. I gotta gear up for that to carry everything back outside, start over again.
I haven't even tried to do that yet. I think what I'm going to do is instead of putting goldfish in that little 20-gallon pond out there, is I'm going to revamp it. I might try something in there just to see if I know what the heck I'm doing first day, and just go from there with it. I think that's what I'm going to do.
Mm-hmm. I know from my experience,
White cloud minnow.
Well, the ones that I have gotten the most fry from are the rice fish and the guppies being outside. They exploded being out there. And they've done okay inside, but not like they do outside. They go crazy. They love it. And I was surprised because I think, is this year 4? I think this is our 4th. Is it our 3rd year or 4th year? Third. And each year we go a little bit bigger and a little crazier. But the guppies and the rice fish that we have, I really get a lot of fry out of them being outside. wouldn't have believed it until I tried it. But I was like, dang, they really do like being out here. If I could keep them out there year round, I could. I would.
Petro, man, that pond that this fish is going to be going to is probably 3 times the size of that. It's a big one. It's 4 foot deep, 8 by 22. So I think it's going to be happy with that.
Mm-hmm.
Better than a 300-gallon tub or something from Tractor Supply.
Yeah, that's what we have. We've got 2 of those. And one was broken and it was cracked on the towards the top. Mm-hmm. And we told him, I was like, well,
I go to farming homes and I make deals with them.
Well, the broken ones that you can still put water in it quite almost to the top. It's just they're cracked and you can get them for a little cheaper. And you can still
silicone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we did. I mean, it still holds.
It was only like a 2-inch crack right at the top. And
just enough to where they can't sell it. And so you can get them for, if they have them, if they have any that is like that, you can get them for a little cheaper. I think he asked for the manager of that department or something.
Yeah, you just go in and talk to the manager of the store. I just went to the local farming home, and they are local one, and it's just called Family Center. I went in and talked to the manager, and she's like, "Yeah, we either got to send them back, or I can sell them at a heck of a discount." And I'm like, "Well, how much you gonna give me off of it?" And we hem-hawed around a little bit, and I walked out of there feeling good, and she walked out of there making money.
Yeah, if you're not super picky about what it looks like, because I mean, as long as it holds water, I can put fish in it. I don't care.
Yeah, you can always put something around it to make it look nice.
Yeah, and I have mosquito fish in one and white clouds in the other one, and then those little mineral tubs is what we keep out there for the rice fish and guppies. And sometimes I'll put some mollies out there. That's the only time I've really gotten mollies to breed is being outside. I just don't get a lot of fry, but at least I get fry because being inside, I don't get fry from them. But if you can, it's something that just play around with because it's fun.
Yeah, I'm going to start out with this one out here, see what happens. But I'll throw some guppies in it or something.
Mm-hmm. And I still feed them. I just don't feed them as much. Like I'll go outside and feed them once a week because there's always some bug in there that they nip on, and you can see them eating. So, and then I usually get frogs, and then I use some of the tadpoles as fish food for the arowana, which sounds kind of bad, but it's food that I don't have to pay for.
Well, I mean, it's for everyone that's in here that's in the hobby knows that's just
big fish have to eat too.
That's what they would do in nature.
Uh-huh.
I'm not trying to change anything that they wouldn't normally do.
Yeah.
Well, there's just so many tadpoles. We have these. They're really noisy. I like them, but sometimes they're really loud. But they produce a lot of tadpoles, so there's just tadpoles, and no matter how hard I try to keep the frogs out of those tubs, there's always tadpoles and frogs in those tubs, always. And I think same with the dragonfly. Like just because I can't see any in there, I guarantee you they're in there. It's just I can't. I don't know if I should. I'm trying to find a smaller mesh net because it just seems like everything can still get through it. But it's fun to try, experiment, and find out new ways to do it. It's fun.
Yep. Yeah. That's life. That's nature. And there's no reason that we shouldn't try to duplicate it inside an aquarium if we can.
There's always a way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the only reason I asked about the outside stuff was if you wanted to try to plan to keep something through the winter, depending on where you live.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I live up in Pennsylvania, and that tub would freeze solid in the winter. And I don't feel like putting a heater in it because then my electric bill goes up. So if I was to do something like that, I would make sure that I would have tanks to bring that stuff in,
Mm-hmm.
and then I would find a source to get them out there, sell them or whatever. No, I got a local fish store that she would take them.
Oh,
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, we've never had ours freeze solid except this year, and
it wasn't as bad as I thought it was.
yeah. So look for an upcoming video about that. They froze hard, but
they froze all the way down. But we get cold here, not like you guys up there. But this year was a little abnormally cold.
Yeah, it was
they still think the mosquito fish are wild caught, so I think they're kind of used to it. The white clouds, I was extremely. The white clouds, I was extremely nervous about because it froze all the way down. But as it defrosted, I was out there just watching ice defrost. I did lose, I think it was 5 white clouds out of what I had.
Uh-huh.
But it wasn't horrible. And the mosquito fish, they're just always hard to spot. They're always hiding and kind of clustered under. So I just never saw them. So in my head, it was bad. But it seemed like there's 3 days in there, I think last week, that was like 60. And they're all good. There's some fry even in there in the mosquito fish tub, so it's completely fine. But I thought it was going to be an awful mess.
I wonder, like, if once they're out there for a while,
mm-hmm.
if they just adapt to everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because in the koi pond I have is in ground. It was here, I think, when Jesse moved in, and I have rosy red minnows and 4 koi. I think there's 4 koi and a goldfish in there. And those rosy reds they look so puny at PetSmart. They just look so skinny and scrawny. And they've been out there, I think, for 4 years now, and they're huge. They don't even look like the same fish. And I have a couple wild type, a couple like brownish ones, but overall they do stay that rosy color. Every once in a while there'll be a recessive, I'm assuming recessive kind of brown one, but overall I was kind of surprised. I didn't know what they were going to turn out like, but they definitely improved being out there. And each year it seems like they look better and better. And I've kept, if I bring them in the fish room, they disintegrate. They just don't do anything for me. But outside, they're great. Huh?
Don't they use them rosy ones like for a lot of feeder fish?
Oh yeah, I think they're 11 cents, and they're just packed in there real tight. And I would, when I first got that pond and was putting fish in, I think I went up there twice and just got, I don't know, like 15 of them, just a big scoop full, and I would just put them out there. And I kind of thought the koi would eat on them. I didn't know if anybody would survive, but yeah, there's tons of them in there. And I don't really notice. I haven't noticed if I get more fry in the spring or summer, but there's usually a good batch of fry in there at any given time. But you'll see them; they'll scratch up against the side of the pond, and I'm assuming they're scattering eggs. But they'll do like this scratchy dance.
Oh, okay.
In the algae, and it's kind of fun to sit out there and watch. But the koi, I feel like the koi grow in the winter. It seems like once everything defrosts, then I'll do like all the landscaping work and get everything pulled off, and I feed them for the first time. They're always bigger at the end of winter. I feel like they grow.
I mean, it's possible. They slow themselves down. So whenever it gets cold, they just sink to the bottom. It's kind of like a hibernation.
Yeah. And it could just be because I haven't seen them all winter, and I'm like, oh. But they always look so big.
Yeah, it definitely could be.
But they always go down into that. It goes shallow to deep, and I used to have, it was like a little Rubbermaid container that I drilled holes in and had the pump in there, and I took all that out because I felt like they needed this extra swimming room. and they're always buried down in there in the muck. I stopped cleaning the bottom of that pond out.
Mhm.
Like if it gets a little overly deep, I'll scoop some out, but I keep all that leaf litter and just muck down in there, and it looks bad, but the fish, they're always in there picking around, hiding.
That's good cover for the babies too.
Mm-hmm.
It's very natural for an name.
I walked out there to check on things the other day, and there was a snake in there. I was like, goodbye.
I remember you saying that in somebody's stream. I laughed my butt off.
I went to bend down to check on things. I was kneeling down on that rock, and that rock moved. It was like, and I was like, oh, I'm done. I'll come back. I'll come back in an hour. And I know that there's a garter snake that's over there every year, and every year it pokes its head out and scares the crap out of me. And then I'm like, okay, I know you're here now.
Yeah.
But I probably lose a few fish to that garter snake every year too, but
No, yeah, the little ones, probably.
But it's always in those rock piles. But that day, I guess it was just kind of hanging out, but I did not see it when I bent down, and I was like, no. I know you won't hurt me, but I'm not. I'm not. I appreciate snakes in a glass. glass.
Well, I'm going to jump down, get my stuff set up since it's here in like a few minutes. Wow, I can't believe that went quick. And then I guess I'll see you over there after
Yeah,
that.
I'll pop in there. I'm going to check on the kiddos too. I'll shut this down and then I'll pop over there. I'll give the kids make sure that everything's good, who needs a drink, and I'll be over there.
Yeah.
But thank you for being here and chit-chatting with me. We had real no topic, but thank you.
Yeah.
The conversation was wonderful.
Yes, it was. You're welcome. And thank you for having me.
I'll talk to you in just a little bit.
All right. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye, all.
I was talking. Didn't ask him too many questions, but it's fun to chit-chat. Jeffrey, hi. How are you? Is there anything you guys want to talk about for the last few minutes before we head over to Skipper? Maria, hi. Florida Fish Rescue, welcome. Yeah, I always feel like we should have a topic, but I think the topic lasts for like 3 seconds, and then I just get to talking. This is my social hour. But Bree, I have something for you. I have not forgot about you. I was just trying to make it extra special, and I was waiting. So it's upstairs. I will hopefully get that in the mail to you tomorrow. Hopefully. But I wanted to make it extra special. Yeah. But I haven't done anything this week but worked on my vegetable sprouts. Have you guys any new projects? Does anybody have any new fish or anything? Because I haven't done anything. Oh, I hear footsteps. Charlie, make it back?
Yep, Charlie's back, and I got the local fishing report, folks.
His kiddo went fishing.
Got the local fishing report. Hopefully you said hi to everybody.
What is the fishing report?
The fishing report is here in the state of Missouri. The pond fish are a-biting.
Oh.
Charlie been perch jerking. She caught like 15 good perch, and Victoria caught about 14 2-pound bass, largemouth.
Oh, wow.
So they were
Crystal got her brackish water tank set up.
awesome. Good for you, Crystal.
Hi, Big J.
And Geek Boy's waiting for the weather to warm up, get some gobies.
Gobies are so cute. I haven't met
Florida
a goby
Fish
yet.
Rescue. You apparently haven't seen my last
No.
2 streams.
I haven't. I saw you on, I feel like it was Jess. I can't remember who.
Hey, Big
but
J.
You were a guest on the last couple that I saw you on. I feel like I'm missing a bunch of chats, honestly. I feel like I'm either not getting notified or I just feel like I'm missing a bunch of people's chats here lately. I don't know why, but I
Bob Kaler, he Chattanooga Ed got him some green Hulk guppies from Swap Meet in Ohio.
Yeah, I was watching their road trip back home yesterday. Sound like they got some goodies. I was jealous. I want to go to a swap. I have snails and crabs, and they're so far. Got more fish coming. That's awesome, Crystal.
Good for you. That's excellent. Halo said, I've been notified just now, 54 minutes in.
Yeah. Yeah, I knew that you were meeting Ed. It sounded like you were meeting him sometime this afternoon. Looks like they got to have, Bob and Ed got to have lunch today.
Oh, cool.
That's not
That's
fair.
awesome.
It is awesome, but I want to go. Just sit there and be like, oh, just watch them talk. I'd learn a lot between them two. Just sit there with a notebook.
Nope.
Be like, okay.
Nope. Adam said he didn't get to do much fishing, but he said, I got to release the most fish. He was helping the girls.
Yeah, we don't keep much. We usually just let everything
Yeah, we
go.
let everything back in most of our ponds out on the farm, so they were having fun. So we got
give them something to do outside.
Yeah, I got the local fishing report on the pond life. So apparently the fish are hungry.
Yeah, all this rain.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I don't know if the rain's ever going to stop, guys. It's been raining for like 3 days. And I think we got 3 days more to go. And we got teased by like 3 days. I think it was like, 65 degrees? I was like, oh, this is amazing. And then it was gone. And now it's like 32 and raining.
She's exaggerating. It's not 32. It's more like 40, but it's cold and nasty.
It's nasty. It's windy too, so it doesn't make things any better.
No. Bob, Ed's the man. Yes, he is.
Yeah, he needs to come visit me in Missouri one of these days. He
Yeah.
knows how to get here.
Yeah, Ed definitely.
He knows the area.
Ed definitely needs a shout out for sure. He is the man.
He's got so many cool goodies, and now he's got more. And same with Bob. I'm like, every take you show me, I'm like, that's my new favorite.
Yeah, Crystal's got about the same weather we do. Yeah, it's just dreary old day. Nothing too exciting to note on.
The kind of weather that brings on your sinus. Yeah.
But now, I mean, with Jeff Rowe's idea, I got to look into how small submersible pumps I can find.
Yeah, you can go shopping and bring me some fish goodies. That sounds good to me.
Thank you, Monster Fish Gal.
Yes, thank you. She's
Appreciate
always on
that. You're always on the ball. You're the best.
Yes. Well, we have like 2 minutes left before Skipper's stream. Is there anything that you want to say? Talk about?
Sorry for popping out. I had to talk to my kids. And
They got me rambling about nothing.
Oh, Jay Oliver, 70 and cloudy here in Arkansas.
Ugh.
Well, it's getting ready to be
Jealous.
summer tubbing time or spring tubbing.
Arkansas has the clearest streams and like creeks I've ever seen, because here in Missouri our stuff is not that clean and clear. And it's been a while, but we were on a kayaking trip it's been too long, I can't remember where we went.
Oh, Brienne wants to know when Jeff Rowe streams.
Jeff Rowe streams at Saturday at 8 Central, I think.
Yeah, I believe
Saturday
it's 8.
night, yeah, because Fisher and Fever, I think, is at 7. Then it's Jeff Rowe on Saturdays. But that water in the kayak, it was pretty deep, and it was like just looking through, it was so clear. I was like, wow.
Oh, thank you, John, for the depressing news.
Oh, what? Our last day of wet weather is tomorrow, so it'll take 3 days to get to your area. Denver is getting a lot of snow. Yeah, I heard that someone up there, was it Pam or Priscilla, was getting like 18 inches of snow today, and I was like, what?
Bob
What?
said Susie's coming on next too.
Yeah, Susie comes on after Skippers, right? I believe it's Skippers and then Susie, but I could be wrong. If not, I'll double check. I don't want to miss anybody's stream. I'll go to Snow Fountain. But I guess I'll let you guys go because Skipper is coming on. But I will be here next week with Brienne tomorrow on the live stream, and we'll get to chit chat with her and see what's going on.
No, I'm good.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much
everybody
for being
here. That's awesome.
really
We got
appreciate
40 people in here, I think now.
I was
That's
in a
awesome.
cranky mood before I streamed, and now I feel better. So thank you guys. I'm not cranky
You perked
anymore.
her up, so thank you.
I'm not so
It'll
cranky anymore.
make my evening a lot better for cooking dinner.
Yeah. But thank you guys, and I'll see you in the chats here in a little bit. So thank you guys, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Later, everybody.